everyone, welcome back to Oodles of Joy Designs, the place where we turn dreams into actionable plans using our digital planner. I'm Joy, and today's video is an absolute game changer because we're diving deep into the art of goal setting and planning for an incredible year ahead. But hold on, this isn't your typical New Year's resolution spiel. We're talking about a strategic digital approach that will revolutionize the way you approach tackling your goals. Ever wonder how to seamlessly integrate your aspirations into your daily routine? Or how a digital planner can be your secret weapon for a more organized and intentional year? And that's not all. We're exploring the mindset shifts that can turn your goals from mere wishes into tangible achievements. It's time to break free from the limitations holding you back. Today I'm going to share a few of my personal goals for the year. I'm going to get into some nitty-gritty details and the thought process behind each one. Spoiler alert, it's not about each goal, but it's about who you want to become along the way. But wait, there's even more. We're not just going to leave you with inspiration. Stick around as I lay out a comprehensive plan of action, a roadmap to guide you through every step of the way. Lastly, we're going to discuss the real magic, implementation. How do you make those goals a reality? And what habits can turn them into second nature? We're about to find out. So if you're ready to supercharge your year, smash your goals, and embrace a transformative journey, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get started on creating the best year of your life. Before we jump into today's topics, I do want to do a brief kind of overview of what digital planning is. Digital planning is the use of electronic devices and applications to organize, schedule, and manage tasks, events, and goals in a digital format rather than using a traditional paper planner. Typically, what people use to digital plan is a tablet like an iPad, a stylus like an Apple Pencil or another stylus type that you could have, and then a PDF planner, which are what we refer to when we talk about our digital planners. And then you're also going to need to use a note-taking app. Those are the four things that you use to digital plan. There are many benefits to using a digital planner. For example, it combines the convenience of using technology with effective organizational tools. Some advantages are accessibility and portability. By using a digital planner, you're able to use it on the go. You can bring your iPad with you wherever you are. It allows you to really organize on the go and organize wherever. Digital planners are accessible through various devices. You can use it on your computer, on a tablet, even on your smartphone if you wanted to. This ensures that the planning tools are at your fingertips at a moment's notice. You're never gonna not be able to plan, and if there's ever an idea that comes up, you're always able to add that to your planner. Another great thing about digital planning is you can have a lot of things in your digital planner, and the weight is only whatever the weight of your device you're using your digital planner on. So if you want to digital plan on your phone, you can do that. And so you're not having to carry any additional weight from like a paper planner. Another benefit is customization and flexibility. One of the main issues I've always had with paper planners is whenever something shifts in my schedule or I made a mistake, I would always have to either like cross it out or write out, and over time like that makes your planner look rough. And that's not something I really enjoyed. And a fantastic thing about digital planning is that you can erase as much as you want, you can shift your schedule, you don't always have to be inputting the same like ongoing events in your calendar, you can just copy and paste. So that's a quality about digital planning that I really love. The customization and then flexibility that it gives you is just unmatched, especially in terms of a paper planner. Another great thing about the flexibility is that it really allows you to personalize your planner and make a plan of action that is unique to yourself and tweak that plan as you go. You know, each person is a little bit different and how they use their digital planner can be different as well. And as you figure out how to use your digital planner in a way that works well for you, that's some flexibility that your digital planner can give you. Another great quality about digital planners is that it allows you to have greater organizational capacity as well as searchability. With digital planners, if you are looking for something that happened maybe in the past you're able to search for it and find it, even if you like wrote it down. This happened to me the other day where I was trying to figure out when I sent in a claim for some glasses I got to my insurance company. And I could not remember what day that I took the pictures of my form to verify that like everything was processed correctly and was looking good. And I just searched the name of my vision insurance, and I was able to find the exact date that I sent it out. And from that note that I had on my digital planner and kind of like my to-do section, I was able to look into my phone's photos and find the photo of that insurance claim that I made. So the searchability function is really great. The last thing I want to mention with digital planners work so well if you want to integrate other apps and tools into your digital planner. This seamless connection allows you to link up your planner with email, task management systems, note-taking apps, and more. This integration ensures that your planning process is part of a larger, interconnected productivity ecosystem. One last thing I'm going to say about the benefits of using digital planning is that by using digital planners, you're really able to leverage technological tools that allows individuals to streamline planning, enhance organization, and gain valuable insights into their performance and progress. The key is to integrate these tools in a cohesive system that aligns with specific needs and goals. So now we're going to get into my goals for the year. I did separate it out into categories. The first category that I was immediately drawn to was finances. With how the economy has been going and the raising prices of everything, I really want to be cutting any unnecessary spending. I just want to be saving a lot more aggressively while I'm young so that I can really enjoy my later years in retirement as much as possible. So I do want to be cutting all unnecessary spending. Not that I spend that much, but I do feel my bank account's been feeling some pain since like December and November and like Black Friday, holiday spending for family and everything. So I do want to like have a tighter rein on my money. So that's a big goal of mine. Another thing is that I want to start contributing regularly to my Roth IRA. That's something that I've done in the past, but this past year I really haven't been that great about it. So I do want to just make sure I automate that and get it going and keep that in mind while I'm making purchases throughout the month. And then the last thing I want to do in kind of like the finance realm is I want to have a financial check-in with myself once a week, and it doesn't have to be anything big. I just want to take some time to like look at my finances. If there's an aspect that like I'm spending more on than I usually do, I want to be able to like see patterns and just be really kind of hands-on with my finances this year. Moving on to the next category. The next category would be personal, and this is something that I am bringing over from last year because I felt that it was a really good thing for my life, and that is to continue to strengthen my relationship with my partner through honest communication and just making sure that that happens regularly. I do find that sometimes, like with the chaos of life, I feel that I can tend to just like go through life like I have everything I need to get done and I go, and sometimes it's okay to just like relax and like check in, see how everyone's doing, see how we're doing, seeing how like if there's anything that we can shift, how our day's gone, how our week's gone, how are we doing on our goals, just like having like a really casual check-in from time to time, getting deeper than that like surface level conversation, and that we're being as supportive and communicative as we can, and that we're just having like a lot of honest dialogue and we're being good partners to each other. So that's one of my goals. My next goal, which is like in the same vein but a little bit more fun, is that each month I want us to have like a date night where one of us is gonna plan out the date, and it doesn't even have to be anything big. Like I think January I'm gonna do it, and I think we're gonna make a meal together. I'm kind of playing with the idea of making pasta and then sauce, maybe with some like seasonal vegetables, and making it like really simple and like yummy. And then maybe having like a movie night after. But the whole kind of premise of it is that we're going to spend time doing something that we maybe haven't done together, or maybe we have and we like to do it, and we're going to be like completely unplugged except for like a couple pictures just to like commemorate the date and spending time together. So I'm very excited for that. Stay tuned to see how it goes. I don't think I'm going to film it, but I might talk about it from time to time. The next category is my dog. And I do just want to say, like, she has gotten so much better, but she is still quite reactive. So that's something we're working on, and we probably will be working on it for a while. But one of my goals is to continue to build up her confidence every day. So that is something I'm working on, and it's something I've been doing literally since day one that we've got her. But I do want to continue to have that as a goal and as like a main focus for this year. Going hand in hand with that goal, I'm also committing to reading at least 4 books about dog behavior and dog training. Another goal is to go on an adventure with the dog in a way where it builds up her confidence and she's able to experience a new place without feeling overwhelmed or feeling any kind of like fear or anxiety. I have 3 more categories. The next category is fitness and health. I am striving to move my body at least 4 times per week. 2 times I'm gonna say can be with the dog, but 2 times also have to be like just for myself. That could be Pilates, swimming, going for a jog, strength training, really anything. In terms of home and environment goals, I want to create an office space that is conducive to work and allows me to really like dive deep into work when I come in. I don't want it to be a space where I feel distracted or unable to work. I really want to create a space that works well for me, and I mean my office is a multi-purpose space for myself. I do have like my sewing machine in here. It's like kind of like my craft room, my work room, my telework working room, and then I do like all my business stuff in here. So I do want to make sure that like each section is working as it should, and that ultimately it's conducive to whatever work I want to be doing in here. Lastly, we're at my business goals. This year, I do want to be sending out 1 newsletter per month. I already sent out January, so yay! Only 11 more. I do want to be a bit more consistent with YouTube. Last year, I started and then I stopped midway through. I just got so tired. I still think I'm finding my voice and finding like my video editing skills. So I do think it's fine, but I do want to be making more and continue to like learn about YouTube, learn about video editing, and be more articulate. So all this to say that this year I have a goal of creating 18 videos. So that's basically like 1 every 3 weeks or so. I'll probably like set something loose, like every 3rd Tuesday, every 3 weeks on Tuesday I'll post something, or every 3 weeks on Thursday. I'm not sure which one. Usually it's Tuesday or Thursdays when I upload. So just keep your eye out. If you want to like follow me or support or subscribe, I would love that. Yeah, so that's kind of like my YouTube goal. And then one last thing that I do want to say about my business goals is that as a whole, my intention is on community growth. I do want us all to be growing, and I want to be providing resources to the community so that everyone can grow and like learn more about digital planning if that's something that they want. I do have a personal goal within my business to be more articulate and to show up in ways where I'm using my voice. So you might hear me talking on stories more. I did mention the YouTube, so I'll be here more in that space, talking, learning to be more articulate with my words. And then lastly, being more consistent. I think I was pretty consistent on Instagram and posting, but I want to bring that consistency over here to YouTube. So those are my goals for 2024, and we're gonna switch on to the next kind of topic. So now we're gonna go into 3 mindset shifts that can help you with your goals. This is something that I found to be really interesting, and it happened naturally for me, and I actually did an Instagram post, and I also wanted to talk about it a little bit more in depth on here about what I did and how it was a little bit different and like what that changed for me. So without further ado, I'm going to get into that. So usually when writing my goals, I'm just thinking about each category of my life and then what I want to accomplish or how I want to feel. Usually I'll do how do I want to feel and what can I accomplish in that category to make me feel those feelings. For example, with walking my dog. Instead of being like, oh, I don't want to feel fear, which is kind of funny, but if you have a reactive dog, you understand. But it's more, I want to feel confident in my dog's ability to walk outside and have her see a trigger and have her not respond. So going backwards from that, I may say, okay, I need to get my dog's confidence up. So I'm going to work on these certain exercises that will ease her into coexisting with triggers without feeling overwhelmed or anxious or frightened by them. Like coexisting in the same space in a safe manner. So after I kind of free write within each category what my goals are, what my hopes are, what my dreams are, my next step is to kind of whittle it down and see which ones I really am resonating with and want to focus on for this year. After I've done that, my next step is to identify between tangible goals and intangible goals. Tangible goals are what I like to consider everything that you yourself can do and achieve by yourself. What I consider intangible goals is where you can do all the steps maybe except one, and that one step is the one that determines whether you achieve the goal or you don't. So a good example of a tangible goal would be to read 5 books a year. However, a intangible goal would be something like gain 500 new followers. And ultimately, that's an intangible goal because at the end of the day, you don't have control over whether someone's going to follow you. You don't have control whether you get hired. You don't have control whether your research paper gets published. I like to focus my energy on tangible goals because that's what's within my control. So it makes it a lot more achievable, and also I'm able to depend on myself. However, that being said, if there are some intangible goals, I think you can shift those intangible goals to be tangible in a way, and I also think your tangible goals can lead you to achieve intangible goals. I really do feel that if you have tangible goals, those are the stepping stones that will cause you to be more able to achieve those intangible goals. And while those intangible goals are not necessarily in your control, there are things that you can do to make it more likely that you're going to achieve them. Moving on. Our next kind of mindset shifts, and this might seem like a no-brainer, is to make sure that your goals are personal. After you write down all of your preliminary goals and you've identified if they're tangible or intangible, I want you to look at your goals and see if they are personal to you. Are those goals something that you want to be achieving? Or is it something that maybe you've heard said a lot and you've kind of brought it onto yourself thinking oh, this could be a good goal? If you don't resonate with any of your goals, if you don't have any kind of internal drive to achieve your goals or have any connection, you're not going to achieve your goals. It's just going to be so much harder. And really the only thing that causes you to achieve your goals is looking at your goals. You should be excited to do it. So if for some reason your motivation runs out, if you look at your goal, you should be excited about it. You should be like, oh yeah, this is what the end goal is. I am trying to get somewhere. I'm doing something. But if your goals aren't personal, you're not going to be resonating with whatever your goals are. You're not going to be able to overcome that first hurdle when you're no longer feeling motivated, extraordinarily motivated to be doing it on a day-to-day basis. So it's very important to ensure that your goals are personal and specific to the life that you want for yourself. The last thing that I'm going to say as a mindset shift is to make your goals simple. Concise goals can act as a beacon for you. The clarity of having simple goals is super beneficial because it really allows your goals to be feasible. And I do want to say, like, if you happen to achieve your goals, you can always add more goals. It could be a mid-year reset, new goals kind of situation. Like, keeping it simple is really good because it does prevent you from getting overwhelmed. Sometimes if your goal is so big, it can feel unwieldy. You can look at it and instead of feeling like excitement, it can feel daunting and scary, and you may never start. So it is important to keep it simple, and it will definitely help you on your journey to achieve your goals for the year. The last thing I want to talk about is starting to create a plan of action for your goals. This is kind of the implementation step. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my goals and I'm going to go backwards. Whatever my tangible goal is, I'm going to kind of underline it, look at it, circle it, and just kind of indicate that this is the goal. And then I'm going to work backwards and figure out what's the step that comes right before it, what's the step that comes before that, and so on and so forth, until I get to the point where I am now. After I've done that, I usually like to think about if there's a time frame that I want for this goal, or if it's a year-long goal, or if there's like a date that I want to achieve it by, and that will kind of help me figure out where I'm going to put this goal and how often I'm going to be focusing on this goal throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the quarter, throughout the year. So once I've identified when I want to complete it, or if this is a year-long goal, next I'm going to figure out how I can begin to incorporate this into my daily life and start making it into a habit. I do want to say, I personally like to habit stack, or sometimes I'll even like switch out habits. A way for me to use this is instead of listening to fiction books in the morning while I'm walking my dog, I can listen to books on dog training or dog behavior. So that's kind of one example of habit stacking / habit switching. Now that I've figured some timelines out, I am going to make sure I add those to my calendar. I'm going to add them to kind of like my to-do section for each month. If it's something like I want to revisit in that month, I will. There's a couple ways that I like to approach it. I don't want to be overwhelmed by everything, so I'm not going to try and implement every goal that I have for the year in the month of January. Like, that's too much and I'm not going to get anything done, but I am going to like figure out maybe a couple of things I can do. And if it's something that I want to happen further along in the year, like certain steps need to happen before I can start to even think about achieving that one goal. Like my dog, I said I wanted to take her on a dog adventure, a little adventure where she comes and joins us, and it could be like a small hike, or like maybe we go to like a small town for a day, like a dog-friendly town, and like we walk around, enjoy the sights. But that's not necessarily something I would feel comfortable doing right now, so that's something I'm gonna like slot towards the fall, end of summer, maybe end of autumn this year, 2024. And I'm gonna focus on kind of like upping her confidence and reducing her reactivity. So I am gonna have some goals here and there that I can work on this month, but I'm also gonna have like some bigger goals that I can work on towards the end of the month. And then I do like to do like quarterly check-ins to see if the goals are, if I'm working on my goals, if the goals are making me feel how I expected them to make me feel, if maybe I've achieved my goals and want to have an even bigger focus, or like expand upon the goal, or even if maybe the goals don't work for me and I need to kind of shift some things. But that's generally how I approach my goals. I might make